In this video, we're going to show you the top 10 tools and maybe the first tools that you want to buy if you're going to start your electrical career, or at least for at-home DIY. Actually, this video got hijacked by the awesome potential of this pouch. And that wasn't good enough. We also modified it using a ToughBuilt clip. So in this video, we've got a new Weehaw pouch because I don't like to do the same video over and over. So I do my darndest to mix it up a little bit. We've got a new Weehaw pouch to show you guys. This thing has a quick clip feature, but we're actually going to modify it a little bit more. We're going to take the Clip Tech feature off of this ToughBuilt pouch, and we're going to put it onto our Weehaw using rivets. And then I might also share my experience on the new Vitos that we just picked up. No, we're not doing that. Like I said before, this tool pouch has a lot of potential and we got to explore it. But we did pick up one that came free with our TP XXL, I think it is. And it's got some pros and cons. A lot of people are praising it because it's small and it's got some features to it, but there are some cons with it that I have ran into. We're going to explore that. This is my current setup right now, and it is the Diamondback Mazo here. We've got the really sturdy Velcro on the Diamondbacks, and then we took a pouch from Vito that came with our TPLC. I think it's called the TPLC. And I don't even know if they have a name for this one. This one's called the, I don't know. It just came with it. So little quick pouch. We've got the Crocs Junior here. These things go up to number 8. We've got the full-size pair of Kleins with the fish tape puller and the wire crimper. And then we've got our 1000-volt flip screwdriver from Klein. And it all fits in here very nicely. And then you got room for wire nuts and stuff in here. We've also got a Volt Claw in there, but this just sits right in here like beautifully. And if I really wanted to, this thing kind of has like a speed square kind of pouch in the back of my Mazo, and I could take this portion right here and slide this into this slot, so we could even get even more kind of retention for the insert of this if we really wanted to, but it might make it harder to pull in and out. Let's see. Yeah, so now it's really not going anywhere. And this has been the current setup that I rock. Now, we've done a couple of side jobs. I've done a couple of personal jobs around the house with this setup, and it's actually amazing. So I'll show you what tools are in here in just a second. We'll talk about some of the tools that you want in here. Some tools double as others, so you might not need to get needle nose if you got the Milwaukee strippers, for example. But we'll talk about all that here in a second. I want to modify this ToughBuilt pouch right now. We've got a slightly new setup. We got the DJI mini mic here, and I've got a separate video on that coming out if you guys are interested in it. Just kind of a quick tutorial on how to pair it to this camera specifically. This is the Osmo Action 5. Then I'll also show you how to pair it to your phone because it comes with a little dongle and some other stuff. But let's get to modifying this. What's cool about this, once we put the rivets through here, we can no longer get a belt through here. So what we might want to do is actually put some kind of hardened material behind here to really give the rivets something to bite into. We're going to look at how we're going to do all that. Really not certain. And I'm still out of breath from pneumonia. So if you catch me out of breath, that's why. This is going to be maybe one of my more serious videos since I've been back. So we're just going to pop these rivets out. You can see they're not like as amazing as some people think they are. ToughBuilt stuff is good, but it certainly has its weaknesses there. So we're just going to give that a cut. And yeah, cut's really easy. There you go there. I'd be getting too close to the camera. I'm gonna get this one out next. Yeah, it doesn't take much to pop these out. I've had to replace ToughBuilt rivets before with my own after busting off the middle, the little yellow grabber thing here that grabs the back of the ToughBuilts. Broken these off of other ToughBuilts before, so no stranger to popping rivets on the ToughBuilt. We can just put them right back in. Fairly easy to work on. Now, sometimes we still have to drill these out because they still flare out and they don't like to just go right through the original hole. And we can certainly do that, but I'd like to see if we really need to do that or not. Yeah, we might actually need to do that. The problem with doing this, man, every time my drill bit gets stuck on the damn rivet. Every time. It's like I need like a freaking slide hammer or something to get this crap off of here. Channel locks, vice grips work good too. There we go. Oh, nice, nice, nice. All right. Have to manipulate this one just a little bit. Cool. So we got our Tough Built clip here. You can see how Tough Built keeps their material nice and kind of stiff back here, so they got some nice meat to rivet to. We've already got the perfect size rivet. We might not have the perfect length. That might be a problem. We are going to have to find out. We might just try this. Let's just try this. I don't know yet. If it works really good, we'll put something behind here. The Wiha pouch here. This is the 91482 right there. 91482. Cordura nylon fabric, 6-pocket pouch, double layer reinforced bottom for a longer life of the pouch, blah, blah, blah. It feels kind of anemic, but this thing has the potential to be really good. And I'm going to show you why right now. Yeah, this pouch kind of has that Klein kind of pouch feel to it, where they kind of take not a full length of parallel fabric, but they kind of take like a triangle of fabric, and they let the pouch only open up like so much, but it's still a really good size pouch. Like, you wouldn't think that your whole fist can go in here, but it can, and that's going to give us a lot of options for material, things like that. So we can take 2 full-size pliers here and still have room to pull them around each other pretty much without really fighting the tools. And that's one reason why you're really going to like this pouch. The other reason is that we can get a bunch of wire nuts in the front of this or something like that. So you get a bunch of wire nuts down here in the front. So this is a really good construction pouch that's still lightweight, and it's going to be quick and go style. It's already quick and go style. It's got this clip here, but I feel like the clip could have been better, and I'm going to make it better, because if I'm going to try this out and actually run it on a couple of jobs, I want to enjoy using it. I want to give it the most potential, because this has a really good layout for construction, and I want more people to see what options we got for this. The other really good thing about this pouch is that it's really deep, so we're gonna be able to get like meters and things like that in here. Let me show you. Okay, so we got our multimeter here. And I mean, it's all the way in there. Like, this is great for construction. You got to have a meter on you if you're doing construction, especially if the building is what you call energized. Once you hit that energized state on your construction job site, you're usually required to have a multimeter on you at all times. If not, you can get written up, especially those larger companies, larger job sites. You got to have multimeters, you got to have gloves, and you should be carrying a tool bag on you to accomplish that. There's a lot of back pocket electricians, and that's fine, but that's why these lighter pouches is better for the modern electrician than the old style full suspenders, full, you know, rig. I'm that kind of person. I do prefer like a full body rig, but I'm also more old school, and I've got more discipline than some of these younger guys. A lot of these guys just want to carry as least as possible. I'm a full believer in not loading up all the weight, but definitely having a tool pouch that you can definitely get some material and storage in, to where you're not running back and forth up and down ladders for no reason. This doesn't weigh hardly anything right now, and it's lightweight. It's going to be way less weight than even this Tough Built right here. This one pouch weighs almost the same as this pouch with this meter in here. This thing is really, really lightweight, really squishable, and that's what makes it great. I've already heard some people critique. My buddy came over and he said, man, it feels like it's not very strong. That's okay. It's 40 bucks. I'll buy 3 by the time I buy one Vito that's very bulky and just heavy, and you guys get the point, right? Got my scale here, 7 ounces. 6.6. That's what I'm saying. This is bulky, heavy, and structured. This is very squishable, very flexible, more lightweight, 3 times the storage of that one bulky thing. Okay, let's get the clip on here. We're gonna leave this clip right here, just where it's at, I think is what I'd like to do. No guarantee. The trick to this is to get it up above here. So we might even actually drill a rivet right through this clip. That might actually be cool, because then we can still use this clip or this clip. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get some more real estate on this one, flatten it out. It's kind of spring metal, so wow, that's really strong. I knew I was gonna break it, guys. I knew it. That's how strong that stuff is. Actually really good quality. Now I have effed it up, but that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. I just wasn't sure how I was gonna incorporate these rivets, but we'll probably lower it. It's still just as useful, and I'm gonna show you why, because the plastic's gonna be in front of this now instead of that kind of lip, and it's gonna be able to sit flatter. We'll drill right through this really structured metal, and a rivet's gonna hold on this really nicely. Not a huge loss, just a small fail. Very nice. Might just put tie wraps in the top there. We'll see what happens. We're trying to make this as we go. Yeah, we can even go underneath this loop and just do like, I don't even know what, some kind of tie of some sort. You get creative. If it's a good pouch, man, it's a good pouch. So we got access to our button up here. Now we can clip it. That might be legit. Let's see here. Something else that I carry every day just about is this arc felt. It's a light. Somebody asked me the other day, can you do the light and the laser? Yes, you can. The light and the laser work at the same time. Hard to see green on green, but yeah, the laser is there with the light. All right, so the prototype here is gonna have a little bit of copper exposed until I can get a bigger rivet set. But you know what, man? Sometimes, oh, there goes a rivet. Sometimes this stuff winds up being better than the actual rivets, just depending on what you're doing. Because now I've got a removable clip tech for any of these quick style pouches, and that is pretty cool. So maybe, maybe that's the way to do it. Just any pouch now can be clip tech, just with a piece of copper that's gonna last forever. Cool. Yeah, still fully functional too. And yeah, more durable than anything, really. See if we can get it back in there. Nice, there you go. So what I'm gonna do now, this clip is pretty much good for anything right now. So we can do a number of things with this. Okay, there's a prototype. So now we've got the Mellow Tough pouch here, and it just clips on. Look at that. I put this clip tech upside down like an idiot. So yeah, now the Mellow Tough. Yeah, that's super cool. There you go. That's all you gotta do. You gotta buy the cheapest Tough Built pouch they make, pop the rivets off, and if you're an electrician, you've got access to the copper. All right, I'm gonna slide this up here. But like I said before, I'm gonna be testing out this pouch for a little bit, because I actually think this is gonna be my new favorite pouch. So what that means is that we're gonna make this a little bit more permanent. Perfect. There you go. That's not bad. Okay, now let's look at why this pouch is actually good. What tools do you need as an electrician starting out, or minimum for DIY and homeowners? Let's get into it. We're gonna be using this pouch to show you. Now, my experience in a field as a professional is gonna be different from a lot of people on YouTube, and that's where watching multiple videos, following a lot of different creators can help you out because there's different situations. I've just about done it all in the field, so I know what I need, whether I'm a technician, whether I'm doing commercial, residential, industrial, whatever. This is gonna be geared a little bit more towards commercial and really all use, but especially commercial. Fluke is what I think of for commercial. Fieldpiece is great for troubleshooting, things like that. If I'm going to be using a meter to verify the absence of voltage or the presence of voltage, whatever I'm doing, and I'm going to put my fingers inside of a box that used to have 480 volts in it, I want to use my Fluke. This one is the 302. I got it for like 50 bucks, and it's a Fluke. It's going to be reliable. Don't spend a lot of money on one multimeter that does everything, because you don't want to be running around a job site or someone's house with a $400 multimeter bouncing around between outlets when all you're doing is reading continuity, and a $50 meter could have done that, for example. This is the example of my cheaper meter that's very reliable. It's a Fluke, and I trust it with my life. I'm going to be running a different multimeter bouncing around between outlets that is more for specialized troubleshooting. That's my thought there. So, like I said before, I really like how deep this pouch is. Really feels like a good construction pouch. I like how lightweight it is. Next up, you're gonna need a pair of Kleins, linesman, side cutters, whatever you wanna call them. This one has a crimper, and it's also got the fish tape puller. Journeyman series, tried and true, never had any issues with these. The only time I ever need to buy more of these is when I blow them up by an accident or they get stolen. They last a lifetime. You'll be able to hand these tools down to your children if you don't ever get into the field and you're just doing work at your house as a homeowner. These things will last you for lifetimes. Now, needle nose and strippers. Do you need needle nose as a commercial electrician? Yeah, you do, but that's really for cut-in boxes. I can't think of a situation where I need a needle nose any other time. A lot of people tell you, oh, well, you need to fish this or you need to pull this. No, you don't, man. I've been doing electrical too long. Needle nose is something that I almost never grabbed. A lot of people like their needle nose. Me personally, it's not something that I really grabbed for. And there's another tool that I never really grabbed for. I'm going to show you that next. These will do everything you need to do for needle nose and stripping. They've got excellent cutting. They strip up to number 8. They do needle nose things. They have the gimmicky kind of, conduit reaming design here. These are really good though. And you can buy 3 of these by the time you buy 1 pair of the Knipex. Everyone's going to tell you, well, you need these to cut MC. Been an electrician since a very long time. You're talking 5 years of industrial, 9 years with the same company, 8 years electrical inspecting, and 2 years doing probably residential, I guess you would say. And then 2 years of infrared in there somewhere. It's a lot of experience, very well-rounded. I've never needed these. I don't need these now. A lot of people say, well, they cut really good. They do a lot of things. I'm sure they do. If you're looking for something to cut MC, these are called the J63215s, and they'll cut whatever you want. They're small, they're compact, they fit in your hand. And yeah, I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on the Knipex hype. They are nice, but they don't even go up to number 8, so what's the point? Earlier I showed you the Crocs. The Crocs are really nice. They'll kind of act like needle nose too. They got nice shears. They cut up to number 8, and it doesn't matter which side you flip these on. They are stranded or solid, however you do it. They got nice spring action. They got the shear screw cutters, all that stuff, and they're very compact. I've always preferred to carry a little pair of strippers rather than big ones. This is the exception because they do so much and they cut really nice, and they're honestly a really solid pair of pliers. But if you guys want to know, I rocked these for years. These probably cut up to number 6, number 8 stranded, number 8 stranded. So these are made for commercial. These are number 8 stranded all day. They're very compact, nice little stamp set of pliers. Great pliers. And they got the wire loop, man. This is a lost art of looping your cables. I don't have any wire in here. Yeah, so on your switches, your plugs, your devices, things like that, these things make a really nice loop for whatever you're doing, and then you just pinch it around your screw and you're done. The idea of wire loops is it's just gone. Everyone's gonna make them with the tip of their needle nose, which These do it okay. They do it okay. But then you go to these and everyone wants to blow smoke up my ass and tell me, oh, well, you stick them in here and you make the loop. No, because your loop is too long like that. And they're like, oh, no, well, you got to just put it in just a little bit and pay attention to how you're looping. It's just not the same, man. The old school way is still relevant today, and it's how we did it for years. There's still plenty of devices out there that you got to wrap. Nice tight loop right there. These are really what you want if you're going to be the professional you want to be in the field. But we'll put these in there for now. Now I'm curious because I am exploring this bag with you guys. So I'm wondering how deep these are. If you were making something up in and out and you're going to be using these often, that's not bad. I kind of like the option of not really having to throw this, you know, deep into your bag and really dig for it. If you're at a panel sitting there terminating whatever you're doing, it's kind of nice to have some slots where you can just kind of throw things in. And that's one of my favorite parts about a bag like this that's really simple, is that there's not a whole lot of retention to it, and your tools aren't going to get like overwhelmed like as you're just working, where you just start throwing things in and the next thing you know you got like 4 things in the same pocket. It's nice to have a spot for everything, but it's also nice to have a spot to just dump things that's not going to get crowded, and that's kind of nice there too. I'm sure there's other features for that, but this will fit right here too, and they don't go too deep down in there where these will just completely disappear and then you have to kind of fish for them. So the front of this is really nice for just grabbing really quick as well. Now when it comes to diagonals, you want to get the ones with the angled head, because when you're prying staples, things like that off of studs, you're going to be grateful you got the angle on them. Diagonals is not something that I ever really pulled out of my bag as a commercial electrician, unless I was specifically pulling out bolts of wire off of the wire cart, labeling a bunch, and only cutting wire. But I usually just have my Kleins on me anyway, so this isn't something that is a must for a commercial electrician, believe it or not. But when it comes to troubleshooting things like that, you can cut the loops off of your receptacles really quickly, get that receptacle out of there and really start diagnosing and figuring out what part of the circuit is shorted out and isolating devices and things. The diagonals are going to do that for you really quickly, and yeah, the diagonals are great for residential for sure, but they're not going in this pouch. Now we got a tape measure. I only picked this up because Klein is throwing a hissy fit. I'm sorry, Milwaukee is throwing a hissy fit about Klein's tape measure, about the curvature and how they're infringing on their patent, and it just sounded so stupid. I had to go buy a Klein tape measure just to spite what BS Milwaukee's talking about, because Milwaukee's tape measures suck balls anyway. So it's just, the whole thing's funny. I'm not saying that I really like this tape measure. You got to have a tape measure, and a tape measure is something that's really personal to a lot of people. So I'm not going to tell you what tape measure you got to buy. Look at that, we got a spot for it. Nice. Oh, and it doesn't really hang off of the pouch either, man. It's got some really nice, you know what I mean? Like it's not like pulling the pouch weird or anything. It just sits right there. This pouch is pretty nice. Next up, I don't really ever say this. I always kind of leave it up to you guys. You know, I don't like to pick tools for you guys. I like to tell you what I really like. You're leaving money on the table if you're not buying these. Eventually, at some point, you're going to realize that these are the best things since sliced bread, and you're going to go buy a pair, and whatever you bought before is going to be a waste of money. Just go buy these and be happy. I ran the alligators for years with a pair of Cobras, which is, the alligators don't have the push button. They just have the slide. I beat the hell out of them, did all kinds of stuff, and you got to adjust them like this. So they don't have the push button. You kind of hold them up like this and they slide down and do all that. Ran them for years, and then I realized that 2 Cobras obviously would be nice. Got 2 Cobras, and I was like, oh my God, I wasted so many years of you know, not having Cobras, not having already set for the perfect size. And just go get you a pair of Knipex Cobras and just be happy. The NWS from Klein is comparable to these as well. And this pouch is more set up for kind of everything and not specifically for pipe. So this is the case where I would say this is going to be a good candidate for your channel locks. And I like how they have the double loop. One's higher, one's lower, so they're not fighting each other. Somebody designed this bag with some thought into it, let me tell you. Double channel locks, man, look at that. One's higher, one's lower. It looks good, it really does. That's pretty impressive. It is getting pretty heavy, so I'm curious, how does it feel on the hip, especially with our new design? It's starting to weigh down pretty good. I'm gonna actually tighten my belt. So we probably want a little bit more retention. If I was gonna make this permanent, I would probably put a metal plate in here all the way. That way it kind of keeps everything. But all in all, it's not too bad. It is getting pretty heavy, but I'm not gonna be running all this at the same time. I just want to see what it fits. That way you can build your loadouts. You don't want to be rocking pipe tools with a meter. That's completely pointless. In no situation are you going to have a meter out and be running conduit at the same time needing everything. It just doesn't happen. Either you're running conduit or you're trimming out wire. You're not doing both. So we're just kind of putting everything in here, and then I'll do a certain loadout maybe on a different video or something. I'm just trying to see how it all fits, what it all looks like. Sometimes you just want to load everything up, then you want to put individual tools in a separate bag. So we could pack all this stuff and just see how it kind of fits. That actually, wow. Oh, that's a really nice screwdriver slot. Does it fit my favorite? Ooh, okay. All right. Probably the only screwdriver you'll ever need. The insulated multi. Buy once, cry once, especially as a homeowner if you need a screwdriver. Just go get this one. It flips out. I've got multiple videos on this. Every video that I've got, I talk about this thing. I hate to talk about the same tool, but man, it's good. It's really good. This one's close second with the storage here, and just to spin, the leverage that you get on this thing is amazing. And then you think that they're proprietary, but the Slimline Weehaws all fit in here. So any Weehaw Slimline fits right in here. You get a lot of leverage, and for a lot of trim out and things like that, dude, this thing is fantastic. It's got a lot of leverage too. It feels really good. I've got a different Slimline Weehaw coming as well, just because I used to have one before, and I had to throw it away because of reasons. If you want to know the reasons, comment below why I had to throw away all my tools. But yeah, we had to do that, so we picked this up as a change. But yeah, this is a really nice screwdriver too. But this one here is really all you need. Then of course we got room for the volt claw. We'll put it in here with the same spot as the meter, because that just makes sense. We got the LVD2 from Fluke. This thing senses when there's voltage present or absent, goes in there. And then yeah, we just got other spots for other things, man. We got this thing fully loaded, and it fits really nice. This is really the only thing I don't know what they were thinking right here. I don't know what this is for. It's almost like the old school way of, you know, putting one of those big old freaking mag lights in there and hanging it off your hip. I don't know why this is here. It's kind of weird. And really, when I see things like this, I'm just like, they don't know what they're doing. Like, out of touch with the tool world. Like, what is this doing? So at first I thought it was a tape loop, but the tape loop's here, which is good. It's got a tape loop. Channel locks, I guess, maybe. It's just a drill. Hang your drill off of it. Hammer. It's a hammer loop. Huh. And I've got a Weehaw hammer here too. So that's what it is. It's a hammer loop. As an electrician, dude, we don't use hammers. Like almost never. Unless you're doing underground, then you got a 3-pound sledge. Just picked one up from Klein. Let's see how that bad boy works in here. I've done so many ground up projects in my life. A 3-pound sledgehammer is something that is gonna be one of those tools that's just, I'm always gonna hold close in my heart when I think about the electrical trade, because I've done so many new construction projects and all of them start in the dirt and go up. And a good 3-pound sledgehammer is something that every electrician is gonna need if you're gonna do commercial and you're worth your salt. If you've come up in the trades, we've all done underground, we've all been there. It builds character, and it's something that's necessary. A 3-pound sledgehammer. This one's from Klein. Klein actually sent me this hammer. They sent me anything I wanted. They said, send me some scoops and we'll send you whatever you want. I asked for a freaking $20 hammer, man. They also sent me some other stuff. I got a nice toner, and I actually got this backpack. I got to make a video on this Klein backpack that they sent me. But yeah, I literally asked for a $20 hammer included with all the options that they could have sent me. So let's see how it fits in here. And it does fit. Not that I would carry this on my hip, but that's so funny. Nice. Okay, Yeah, so you're gonna need pencils. You're gonna need, these are the scribes from Klein. This is like what you would call, you know, your Sharpie. Haven't tried them out. Don't have any personal opinion on them, but they're here. And then also we got their pencil. So we picked these up from Lowe's, and this one has the mechanical clickiness, and then the bottom of this is the sharpener. Options, you gotta have things to mark with. Something you better get really familiar with is a numbers book. You always gotta have a numbers book. And I like that this pouch actually fits a numbers book in it. And then you're just gonna have some bits and stuff. So we got this thing, I mean, pretty fully loaded. Actually, yeah, it's full. I mean, yeah, it's full. We still got some room out here. I wonder if a screwdriver fits in here too. Double screwdriver slots on the outside. What do you guys think about this tool bag? I like that it's really light. If I was to actually carry this on my hip and I was doing, you know, I was doing some actual trim out, you want access to your numbers quick. You want access to here. If I was doing trim out, I would not be using this screwdriver. I'd be using a set of Wihas. I'd be using the proper size. This one is what they call their SLPH2. It's basically a ECX or a C2 driver. It's a Phillips and a square built in one, and it's made for terminating. This is a number 1 square, a number 2 square. All that stuff I would be using individually because it doesn't make any sense to be flipping in between all the different sizes. With this thing, it doesn't make sense to be using a 10-in-1 in a panel either. So I have a bunch of different individual Wiha screwdrivers, and Wiha is my weapon of choice when it comes to screwdrivers, in case you didn't know. So that's pretty much how I load this out. If I knew I wasn't gonna be doing too much needle nosing and I was only gonna be doing stripping, I would get these because they're small, they're light, they can kind of hang, they stay open, they're very fast. This is what you want, man. You don't want all these fancy tools where you got to spend extra time to get the wire deep in there and to make cuts and all that stuff. You want what's efficient and what's going to make you money. And then it just goes on the hip there. So if we didn't have this, quick clip on here, I don't know how it would react. It would probably stay a little bit flatter to us, but it would still kind of droop because it's a very compact, kind of squishable pouch, which I like, but there's things that I do and don't like about it with the flimsiness of it, but it's definitely got some potential for modification. And honestly, it's one of the better options that I've seen for construction for a quick kind of go pouch. It beats all the Vitos. All the Vitos are too bulky. They're too boxy. They only hold the certain tools that you can hold. There's no room for wire nuts or anything like that. There's no room for, you know, number books, things like that. This is probably one of the perfect construction pouches. The only thing better than this is going to be something like a full-on rig that looks something like this. And this is really probably what you would be wearing. But if you wanted a quick on and off pouch as a supervisor, I think this is pretty dope, dude. And there's the familiar pocket design that we were talking about earlier. It's very similar to this, has a little bit more structure, a little bit more space for tools. Then you got the other side with all of the storage. This thing is very lightweight. It's not gonna last near as long as leather, but it's lightweight. It's very flexible, which is very important for in the field. When you throw these things in a job box or something like that, they need to be flexible. They don't want to be sturdy. The tools just fall out of anything that's really structured like that. So the tools kind of stay in when they lay flat because it crushes. And I'm not going to say I can turn this thing upside down, but I mean, if this was leather or something, all the tools would be pouring out of here because of, you know, just the natural openness of the structure. So this is ideally what you want for construction in the field. What do you guys think in the comments below? I am going to be rocking this pouch for a little bit, and we're going to be trying out this quick clip. I've got to get a better rivet for this, and I might do something different. I'm probably going to put some kind of plate in between here and really contour this whole thing more towards me, and we might be onto something here, but time will tell. This was just kind of the first look. We'll see you guys in the next one.